talk about it. On the gas, I swear to God, I be doing mileage. I do the dash, blow through a bag, I do this hot shit. Get on the beat and I terrorize it and hold it hostage. That 911, no beat shit, I be double parking. And kick a bitch out for real, channel my inner Martin. And bitches swear I'm a dog, I'm about to get the barking. I'm shitting on them, they missed the days I was only farting.
Don't know, get to know. It's your boy Garcia Vega.
What's the delay? Everybody already know who it is. It's your boy, NJ Trey Pound 38.
It was good, my people. Kid Problem in the building. Newark, New Jersey. We here.
Yes, sir. Hey, first and foremost, it is great to finally meet you in person. I know we had a conversation a few months ago, maybe last year.
Yeah.
I know it's been a while.
It's
been a while.
Yeah, it was last year.
So with that said, I definitely want to get you back as we leveled up, and then I wanted you to come back on the platform, and this time have the conversation that we didn't have.
All right. I'm with it.
So first and foremost, just tell some of the people about you, because you know what you do way better than what we know you do. You know what I mean?
Right, exactly.
So go ahead and tell the people some of the stuff that you've been doing.
What's good? My name is Kid Problem. I am a rapper, an actor, an activist, social media influencer, a mental health and youth advocate. If it got to do with building the community, like the black community, then I'm with it. I'm all for it. I also have a nonprofit, Change Starts With Us. I feel as though who's going to know our trauma is better than us, so who's going to help us but us? So that's how I feel. And, just trying to stay focused on building up the community and putting my experiences that I dealt with, bad or good, out there so, other people could take from it and not make the same mistakes,
So tell us about that, because you had a story that you've been trying to tell.
Yeah.
That might inspire a few, but let's try to inspire many more. So if you want to just tap into that just a little bit, just give them a little bit of backstory about, you know what I mean, how you started in your music career, or even how you started with your philanthropy, or even with your community activists. If you want to just give them, just a little bit about that, so that way they can understand why you going so hard for the work that you're doing.
Right. I felt like there wasn't enough people out there when I was growing up that was putting in the energy that I'm putting into the universe, so I felt as though I need to do that. And, I got caught in the whole, following what the industry put out there for us to follow behind. Yeah. And I was taking their script and running with it like, okay, I got to be this and that. I got to glorify or amplify the things that's going on in my neighborhood in order to be put on to find myself in a position where as though I'll be able to help more people. But I felt as though that was me, working for the man downstairs, pushing out negativity in order to find a so-called blessing and then work for God. No, how about we push out this positivity and then, get the blessings. You got to do it the right way, get the blessings and then help the people. So once I flipped from trying to be this drill rapper talking about BS and amplifying and glorifying things that was going on, I thought to myself, okay, I need to promote positivity. I need to promote just what I'm really going through and how I'm trying to fix the situation to help someone else. Because at the end of the day, when you got more than 1, 2, 3, 5,000 people, watching you, that's influence right there. And I don't want to influence anybody negatively. I got kids. I got a daughter who's right there. She's 11. I got a son that's 5, and I would feel some type of way, constantly seeing, as a parent, knowing that my child is constantly seeing negativity, and I know kids, even if they come from a good structure, they can still fall victim to, being influenced or inspired in a way that's, negative. Kids are sponges, they're very, into like this phones, and it's even worse right now with entertainment. But I just felt like I got to do something. And, I switched the way I was rapping. I started using my platform to speak on the things I've been through. I've been shot in my face by somebody that was, I was hanging around. I know how it feels to keep inserting yourself in situations, hanging around negative people. People are either banging or doing whatever they're doing in the streets, and you still hang around these people, you know, even when you're trying to get yourself away from that, you know, you still hanging around that and thinking that you can have a positive impact on these people it's not going to happen. If somebody is so, you know, set on whatever they set on, it's going to be hard to pull them out of that, even when you're trying to lead by example. So, you know, I kept being around negativity, you know, and I ended up getting shot in my face, you know. And, you know, the situation wasn't even no gangster situation. It was just my birthday. We was going to get food, and, you know, somebody just happened to be in the back seat and wanted to shoot the gun. And, you know, I almost died. Just taking that experience right there, you know, laying on the ground, bloody whole outfit, bloody from my hat to my shoes, you know, everything. And just laying there thinking I was going to die. It had an effect on me. You know, I was, you know, when you in those moments of transition, this might sound like, this might sound so unreal and crazy, but when you're laying on that ground and you think about to die, your brain puts you in a state of, it tries to make you feel comfortable as possible. So I'm seeing my daughter, you know, I'm seeing my son, I'm seeing different things that's making me, I'm like, oh, I'm good, I'm comfortable, I'm all right, let me sleep, let me go. You know, before I know it, my cousin who was actually in the car, he pulls to the side, got me out the street, you know, put me on the sidewalk, and just kept slapping me, making sure I stayed up. You know, I was ready to go. So as I self-reflect on that situation, it makes me think like, okay, it's going to be another kid or someone out there that might not know how to disassociate from people that they're hanging with. Some people don't see that they're hanging around the problem, and they don't they don't see how hanging around the problem can make them a problem as well. So, I took my character, Talvon. He's just an inner city kid that's just lost in the sauce, don't want to listen to nobody. And I just take little experiences that I went through where I was hard-headed, and I just think back and be like, yo, let me show how I was acting, and then I kind of like give the positive message.
And I'm glad you touched on that, because that was going to be one of my questions.
Yo, I was getting ready to ask, did we send you any questions for him? I feel like he cheated. He already, like he said he like the prep, so I'm like, hold up, did I send you the questions? Cause
I talk a lot, so I'll be on point.
That was going to be one of my questions.
One of the questions.
Like, what was the inspiration behind Tavon? Like, did it come from like somebody that you knew, or was it just off of your personal experience?
Yeah, it was me. I was a Talvon. I was hot-headed, you know, thought he knew everything. And just, like, as you get older, you know, like what someone used to always tell me, you know, maturity doesn't come with age. It comes with experience. Right. And, you know, I was one of those kids that, you know, hard-headed, had to learn for himself. So as you get older, age and experience humbles you. Oh, yeah, and it's like, okay, all right, I was wrong. And I had to dig into self and realize I got to take accountability. Because if I don't take accountability, then I would be lost. So after I was able to look in the mirror and say, you're wrong, you're acting stupid, I was able to move on and level up.
So that was the thing that caused, like, the lifestyle change and all that stuff?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Ooh.
Go ahead. You said you had a couple more questions.
One thing. How'd you get your name? How'd you get the name Kid Problem?
I had the name Kid Problem for a minute. Just, you know, being a problem. You know, I had to jump from school to school. You know, just starting unnecessary problems.
Like just on your boss man D-Lo.
Just a problem. So I was like, you know what? Let me incorporate that with my name, and I just stuck with it. You know, yeah.
Now it's like an acronym for change, because now you bringing solutions to the problems in the street.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it still ties in either way. Yeah,
and I'm actively trying to get out there. I've been talking to the kids at the schools. I've been volunteering my time for like celebrity reads, anywhere I could fit in to, you know, give the true me, give my experience. Like I keep saying, my experience is very important. I feel like us as black men and the older generation, we supposed to be able to put these things on Front Street, what we've been through, so they could learn from it. So
how? Let me try to frame this question the right way for you.
Okay.
From almost dying, right? Almost dying.
Almost died twice.
All right, we're gonna get into that. So check me out. You're almost dying, right?
Yeah.
To now going to schools and stuff like that to save kids, to give them a new light. How does that how do you balance your lifestyle going to philanthropy? Like you just said, you do so much, right? How do you balance or stay grounded? You know what I mean? Just as like a regular person.
Yeah, a lot of people ask me that, like, how, like, you pouring out your cup, like, who's there to pour into you? And, you know, when it's something that you really want to do, you know, God keeps pouring into you. Like, this is something that drives me. This is something that I love to do, you know, this is a big world. So when I make a statement of, I want to change the world, you know, that's not going to be an easy task. So you're going to need everlasting energy to continue to do this. You got to have patience in order to do this, and that's something that I'm stern about. I'm going to change the world one day, and yeah, that's just how I keep going. I get the energy from God. He's the source. Anything that He puts on my heart, I feel obligated to speak on, so I can't hold back. And at the end of the day, you know, I have a child. If I feel like kids in the neighborhood could possibly influence her in a negative way, then I need to figure out what I can do to reach these kids, you know, to help the situation, because it breaks my heart to hear my child go to school and say, why are kids talking like this or acting like this or being grown or talking about boyfriend, girlfriend, sex at young ages under, you know, 12, speaking on things I'm supposed to be speaking on. So I have kids that run up to me and that know who I am. So if they can see me, they can see me, they can see everybody else.
So in this culture, right, we talk a lot about how somebody that is trying to portray a positive energy, they can get a lot of negative hate or whistling like that. So let me just ask you this, right? When it comes to you being out there doing what you're doing, trying to tell kids like to better their life, you don't get like a father like you trying to be Malcolm X, like you don't get that kind of, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So how do you, like, that's what I'm saying, how do you stay grounded with, because again, you could just be like, man, I don't need to really be doing this, I can just focus on my kids and the little bit of people that really want this attention, but you still go out there no matter what rejection comes towards you. So I just want to, like, can you just speak about that, and then let's talk about you saying you almost died twice. We heard the first time, but we definitely, I ain't forget about that. We definitely got to talk about that one.
I could easily just say, you know, I don't care about the rest of the kids. I gotta focus on mine. Like I said, you know, with the generation, this culture right now, it's been manipulated to be what it is. And I feel like we got to stand on something as a people, you know. A lot of people have called me, you know, a fake Malcolm X, fake Martin Luther King. You can't change the world. It is what it is. These kids don't listen. They don't come from nothing. They're not going to be nothing. Well, I was one of those kids. You know, like, I feel like we need to put energy into the word that we didn't get. And that's something I stand on. And I feel like, look, that video that I post, showing my character Tavon could possibly reach a kid that could possibly hurt one of my kids in the future.
Right.
So now I probably done changed up the future by putting out a video that possibly helps someone. You never know. I probably stopped a kid from hurting one of y'all kids.
That's
you
true.
know? And so the people that, you know, say negative things, that's what I hit them with. Like, what I'm doing could possibly save you or your family member or somebody that you love. Because at the end of the day, I get tons of DMs of kids, adults, everyone saying, yo, I was going to do this. But, you know, I ran into your video at that time and I rethought it.
That's what's up.
So
that's definitely what's
that
up.
means a lot. And, you know, like, I want to say, like a few months ago, it was me, my daughter, and my son. We was walking to the park. You know, I'm bouncing the basketball. And this dude, he walked up talking all that, yo, man, I seen your video. I didn't do this. Da-da. My kids looking at him crazy, but they don't understand your dad works in this field. Like, my daughter, she didn't understand, who is this man coming up to you sounding all crazy and stuff. She looking at him like, yo, we got to keep walking. But I felt like, okay, it's working. And that was one of the things that opened my eyes up to go harder. It's like, okay, I reached him. Now, who else can I reach?
Yeah. So you honestly feel like you're living out your purpose through what you're doing.
Yeah, this is my purpose, to help, you know, to be part of the change. That's why I thought of the nonprofit Change Start With Us, because it starts there.
Yeah, and we definitely commend you for that, because there's not a lot of people that's doing what you're doing. So you definitely, you know what I mean, you definitely like one-on-one.
Thank you.
Does that not, all right, You. I'm me. It would piss me off to be doing the work that you doing and not get the help from the people out here trying to gain population or money from the people and not go back and seeing somebody go back and give like a couple kids $100. That don't impress me, yo. Yeah. I'm just being real. Like, I see you out there feeding the hungry. You trying to give back. You trying to clean up the community. You trying to let people know that, yo, even though you feel lost, I see you. I care about you. Mm-hmm. So we going back to that thing. But yo, talk about some of that kind of work that you've been putting in, because a lot of people need to hear that you out there putting this work in, yo.
Yeah. Like I said, inspire, influence, motivate. I gotta put that on the shirt, you know. Like you said, like before that, you were saying how I'm doing like mad different things. I'm going to see the kid, going to talk to the youth. I'm feeding the homeless. I'm doing all these. I'm trying to do music. I'm trying to do all this stuff because I want to influence that kid out there. That's like, yo, I don't know what I want to do, or I want to inspire him or her to go and feed the homeless people or care about the homeless people, because you never know what money or what opportunities they'll run into, or you'll never know the voice that they'll have to change things in the community. You know, when I go to these school board meetings, you know, I don't see as many parents that you would think should be there. Right. You know, Newark is getting $1 billion, you know, for the schools. And you would think all the parents would be in there saying, look, my daughter is going through this, my son is going through this. You know, they're coming to me. You're coming to me telling me it's a bullying problem, it's a vaping problem, it's a gang problem. But we're not at these events. We're not there. And I feel like social media, it's just black propaganda. Oh, black people is this. They don't want this. But it's things going on in our community that's actually positive. Mm-hmm. But they only broadcast the negative. It was a group of college students that just graduated literally 2 weeks. 2 weeks ago, my cousin Celia, she graduated. You know. So why are these things?
Shalia, right?
Celia, yeah, Celia Jihad. Right. She did it. You know,
congratulations.
Yeah, so I just feel like I'm just doing so much to just, I feel it in my heart. Like, I'm not gonna stop. I'm gonna think of more things. Like, I was just talking to my manager about it. I'm like, what else can I do? She was like, well, you know, you touched on mental health and trauma and stuff like that. A lot of people haven't dealt with childhood trauma, things that they went through as kids, and now it affects them as an adult unknowingly. They don't even know that something they've been through as a kid is affecting them now as an adult. Yeah. Some people haven't processed what they've been through with their parents or their family members. And some people hold that hatred, like, oh, I hate my dad. Yeah. You got to be able to, you know, it's going to sound harsh. You got to be able to let things go. It's funny that you
bring that up, because we both went through that with both of our dads.
That's what I was getting ready to.
So, like, we definitely, like, we didn't think about it, but we was talking the other day. We was like, yo, like, us not having our dads around, it really affected us, but we didn't look at it like that. You know what I mean?
And funny thing is, that's the skit. After I leave here, we're going to do one of those skits.
Okay.
Tavon meets his dad, and I got to make sure that we still doing that, and I got to go and feed the homeless today as well. So
yeah, definitely.
We out there. We doing that. We not stopping.
So, you got anything?
No, go ahead.
So, look, before we get too far gone, I do have another question for you, but let's just knock that out the way. The first time you said you got shot by your friend, right? Mm-hmm. What happened the second time?
The second time, I took a bunch of pills. You know, I took about 40 Xans. You know, after you get shot in your face, they prescribe all kind of stuff. You know, so I was feeling weak. I didn't like a lot of stuff. You know, I just didn't like the world, the life. Everything.
So you were just giving up at that point.
Yeah, everything was just kind of beating me down. At that time, I just got my first apartment. You know, got out my mother's house. You know, and you know, at that time, you know, when I first got out, my mother was like, you know what, your baby girl can stay over here until you get your shit together. Mm-hmm. You know, so I went there, and I was going through a lot. You know, when you're in an empty apartment, you're going through a lot and stuff like that. And I had a weak moment, and I broke. You know, and that situation right there put me in a bigger situation. You know, I haven't spoke on this, but I ended up getting locked up. You know, I went out there, and, you know, I took everything I could find, and I went outside of my car and crashed my car up. And I had my registered gun. I was a registered gun owner. And when your gun is not locked up in the trunk, you know, they could charge you,
Yeah.
you know, as, you know, unlawful possession. And that's what happened, you know. So me just having a breaking point and I'm trying to do that, it caused more problems, you know. Now you have a gun charge. Now you got to go through this. Now you go through that. And that went on for like 5 years of fighting that gun charge, you know, until it was like, okay, we give you probation. You know how hard it was to get a probation for a gun in New Jersey is damn near impossible.
Yeah, trust me, we know.
I don't even supposed to be speaking. It's damn near impossible. So, you know, I got lucky, you know, and you know, God blessed me again. You know, He was like, okay, you went through this situation, and I kept you here. Then you went through this situation, and I kept you here. You know, He's not going to keep giving you slaps on the wrist.
Yeah, you're right.
So, I had to wake up, but not even long after that, you know, because I didn't go in for a long time. You know, I went in, went through 2 court dates, and then they let me out, and then, you know, I was able to just get my thoughts together. That 2 weeks of just a couple weeks of being in there, so I came out, I was like, give me my daughter. I'm good. I'm okay. I was thinking stupid. I'm not thinking stupid. And after that, everything just went up.
All right.
Yeah. All right. So we got that, and now this is the segue. That's why I'm glad we brought this back up, because we just talked about mental health. So going through 2
near-death situations.
Yeah, like those are like traumatic situations. You get what I'm saying? And then going through like a depression stage, you would say, like, because you just, like you said, you was out there just trying to just whatever. So mental health, like, how did you come through that? Like, did you have to go through therapy? Do you recommend therapy to other people? And why do you feel like, I'm sorry to just keep, I'm just trying to get as much information as possible. Right. But, like, what would you say to someone who parent told them, like, yo, we don't do therapy, like, that's for white people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know somebody that, you know, his parents, his aunts came to the house for like a family reunion, and he's supposed to be in college, but he was handling his mental health situation. And his mother didn't want him telling the family that he was in some type of program, you know, dealing with his mental health, because it's frowned upon. You know, anybody out there that's listening, if you're going through something and you don't have you don't have like a close friend or family member that's going to understand, it's okay to seek out for professional help. Because I had to do it, and I just got my certificate for passing that. You know, I had to go and get mental health help. I had to go and get therapy, see a psychiatrist, all kind of things in order to get where I'm at right now today. And like I just said, I just passed that. You know, I was in a whole program, you know, for over a year, dealing with therapy, you know, seeing a psychiatrist, group therapy. I did everything in order to get where I'm at now, because if I'm helping people, I got to be fully healed.
Yeah. That. I like that. So out of all the stuff that you do, right, what do you enjoy doing the most?
To tell you the truth, to be honest with you, all of it. I just like to be like that light. You know, it feels good to be part of the positivity instead of being part of the negativity, you know. It just feels good to, you know, have people come up to me and say, man, yo, I love what you're doing. I just love hearing it. I'll never get tired of hearing it. And I'll never be one of those people that's like, yo, man, back up, man. I have people that walk up to me, yo, kid, I don't know these people from a can of paint, you know? Yo, kid.
It definitely takes some getting used to.
Another person like, man, what?
Because, you know, Jersey definitely not a friendly place. So, you know, when you got strangers coming up to you, touching you, that's really not a good thing. Yeah. But being that you're doing what you're doing, you know the reason why they're approaching. Yeah. So that's a good thing, definitely.
And just by the videos, you know, they could read me from the videos. You could tell that, you know, you kind of feel from the videos that I've been through shit and I got over it and I dealt with it and I handled it. And now I'm just like this free spirit, just trying to help as much as possible. Another person I used to look up to was Tupac. You know, I feel like once he, you know, got hemmed up with the whole death row situation, he kind of like went left, you know. But I felt that the person that he was and his upbringing, you know, I felt that and I understood like that he wanted to, get change in his community and the world. And I basically follow his footsteps instead of the negativity. And I said, you know what? I'm gonna follow this, and I'm gonna keep this torch. I feel like I got past the torch. Now I'm the one that gotta go out here and continue to uplift.
Okay. So now, being that you said Tupac was one of the artists that inspired you, like who was he one of the ones that you looked up to, like that got you into music, or was it somebody else?
Tupac, Lil Wayne, Nas, AZ, Big L. That's like my top right there.
Okay.
You trying to jump into the music questions? Or you trying to chill. Hold on, man. Hold on. All right. So we asked you this question last time, but this time I want to get you to answer this question. What is something that you'll never stop doing, and what is something that you'll never do again?
I think I asked me this before, I think. What's one thing that I'll
never stop doing?
And
what's something that you'll never do again?
Dude, that's a question that make them think.
Right.
Let them think. So we're gonna start off with some of the music questions. You go get the music questions, and then I'm gonna start giving them some of the questions that we got.
All right, so we got the whole Drake Kendrick thing that was going on.
Yeah.
So who you felt won that battle?
I'm a bad one for this.
Now we like to hear everybody's take on it.
Honestly, I'm just be frank with you guys, man. I can't. I think the whole shit was fake, but if we listening to like the bars and the comebacks and stuff like that, I feel like Kendrick did make some bops, but at the same time, Drake is always gonna make a hit record.
Yeah, fact.
So he could get dissed and dissed, but he's still gonna come out with a hit record. So if we talking about money, and hit records, I feel like it's Drake right there.
Okay.
But as far as like the artist part, just the messing with the metaphors and just, I feel like Kendrick got that. But that's a tough battle. But I just feel like the whole thing was fake. It's just to bring more sales.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking that too, because it was like, damn, now everybody just started beefing at one time. All of a sudden, like,
I feel like
even Shaq got into it.
Yeah, I didn't know Shaq got involved with it. I didn't know that.
He was dissing Shannon Sharp.
Oh yeah, I didn't know about that. I didn't hear that.
Rapper,
that's what I'm saying. So
what would you rather achieve? Making a record that sells 500,000 copies, or making a record that influences 5,000 artists?
500,000 copies or 500 artists that I'm influencing?
Or 5,000 artists.
Oh, that's like 500 to 5.
You can sell 500,000 copies, or you can make one record that will influence 5,000 people.
Influence for 5,000 people. That's what I have to do.
If you can go back in time to change one thing in your life and your career, what would they be?
That's two things: life and career, or that's
like in your life, and then what would you change in your music career?
Just being my authentic self and stop listening to people, because I at one point in time I had management that was like, drill, just do it. You want to make some money, man? You gotta having people in your circle that just want you to follow trends and stuff like that is no good. So I wish I'd have did it that immediately.
Do you think schools and black-owned businesses get supported more or less in these times?
Less, honestly, because I feel like with this whole social media stuff, everybody having access to social media, people not really even thinking about like the things that actually matter. And for a long time when we were saying Black Lives Matter, they hit us with All Lives Matter, when that wasn't the point. The point was that our lives matter because it didn't matter for a long time. It's not about somebody else's life not mattering. So I feel like for a long time, black businesses haven't been thriving as it should because they put this negative stigma on it. And in the schools, we're not speaking on it enough, because if you look at the analytics, it's not adding up as far as like the dropout rate, the grades. We got third graders that's not even on the first grade level reading. So
wow.
Now, do you think that's by design or it's just like it's something that happens?
It's 100% by design. I feel like certain areas get different curriculums. I feel like Newark, New Jersey, I have a different curriculum than they have somewhere in a nicer neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I feel like there's extra curriculum courses that's thrown to, you know, different neighborhoods, and I feel like the property tax plays a big part in that extra curriculum courses.
Yeah,
that extra curricular course could really help someone. You know, it's more to life than just, you know, math, social studies, English, reading and writing. It's more than that. We got to know about like financial literacy and different things like that. Stuff that we're going to actually have to use when we get older. We don't even learn about credit, you know, and I feel like that should be
but
important.
most of the things they teach you in school is just for you to get a job.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They don't teach you to be an entrepreneur. Nope. They don't teach you none of that. So it's like they kind of already setting you up just to like stay a slave to a degree. You know what I mean? Like
every sure. I feel like I don't want to go too much into the conspiracy stuff, but I feel like I'm gonna just say it. You know, the people at the top, you know, they got their hands in everything, and it makes sense, and they all coexist with each other. It's just like it all makes sense, from the police, the policing, the music industry, the schools, the fashion, everything. Is someone at the top of all this stuff, and it works in their favor.
So how you feel about Trump being found guilty?
Man, you know, son, I think it's crazy how he could be found guilty and still run for president.
Exactly.
But it's a black man that done did 10 years, and he want a regular job and can't even get it.
Bro, I'm telling you, man, I was one of them black men. Pardon me. Walmart would not hire me for nothing.
Nah, you
Walmart.
Bro. Every time I applied for Walmart, I would get the job, but I wouldn't get the job once they check my background or we can't hire you.
Yeah.
It's over.
It's crazy. Like, I can't work in Walmart.
You can't be agreed to nothing. You can't look at receipts.
You can't look at receipts.
Yeah, they don't trust him looking at receipts.
Yeah, and even with the even with like getting apartments and housing and stuff like that, that's a problem too. Someone came to me and I didn't even know that they knew who I was. You know, to the end of the conversation, she was just telling me all this stuff. She was like, "Yeah, man, you know it's messed up." We was in the elevator together. She was like, "Yeah, you know it's messed up how, you know, you could go and serve your time and get out, and then you can't even, you know, go for certain housing authorities and stuff because they do background checks. And where we supposed to live?" And I'm just like, and then after we got done talking, she was like, "Yeah, but I appreciate you listening to me. I like, follow, share." I'm like, she hit me with what I said in my video. I said, "Yo, no, she did."
That was good too. Hey, yo. All right, so if you could have one meeting with Malcolm X or Martin Luther King, who would you choose?
That's.
I think I already know what you're gonna say.
That's crazy.
We got two questions we're gonna come back to.
Right.
We got two questions.
I don't know about that one.
All right, so you spoke on this a little bit. So financial literacy is one thing that you said is very important within the school curriculum, which is not going to be within like our community or within our area. Like you said, it'll probably be in a more upper, what's the name? How do you feel that there's no programs outside of that? Like, you remember when Nipsey was trying to do something like that, where he was trying to teach people how to code and stuff like that, but then he got taken out. How do you feel like, or what do you think about somebody doing something like that out here? Do you think something like that is possible, or do you think that's something that's too far-fetched?
The company, it's this guy, he's into real estate. His name is Jed, and you know, him and his brother, I believe his brother has a nonprofit which is called First Generation. Okay. First Generation actually awarded me an award and a check for you know, just uplifting the youth and just everything that I'm trying to do as far as the community.
Yeah, I did see that on your social media. Yeah, congratulations for that,
thank
man.
You.
I didn't want to say nothing.
Big accomplishment, man.
Yeah, I ain't want to say nothing because he got the check.
Yeah, we ain't putting the check amount out there, but he got
the check.
Yeah. Yeah, so like, you know, Jed, he wants to get things like that incorporated to be able to, you know, open the youth eyes. Like, if I go and do like a speaking engagement, you know, in upcoming, he want to be able to come through and teach the kids about, you know, real estate and stuff like that. So, yes, I feel like it should be more programs to help kids get into things that actually matter. There's programs out there, but I feel like it don't get as much exposure. But the negative stuff get the exposure. So if it was more programs that's being promoted that helps you get into entrepreneurship, you know, business, teach you how to do everything step by step. There's people that want to open up an LLC and they got a great business idea, but they don't know how to get on the computer and do the whole LLC and the formation. They don't know how to do these things. They don't know how to get no EIN number. So I feel like if that was promoted more in the culture, do X, Y, and Z, then I feel like we would thrive as a community, because, you know, some people would get that information and they hold it and they won't tell the next, you know, and they make it so unbelievable to some of how do you get the loans? How do you get funding? How do I raise up my credit? What do I need to do to get my credit to a point where I can go in the bank and get $20,000? What do I have to do? And I feel like if these things was promoted, maybe our people would, you know, take time to get into these things.
Yeah, because we all start out with a dream, but, you know, as you go through life and you see, like, okay, maybe it'll happen, maybe it don't happen, it kind of can steer you in a different direction, you know what I mean? So like you said, knowing about credit, knowing about how to start a business, stuff like that, that would have helped us tremendously in high school and stuff like that.
Yeah, and I feel like more kids need to know about it, you know?
So, before we get too late into the episode, you said something about some conspiracies.
Yeah.
What conspiracies do you think have some kind of validation to it that you think is really an agenda towards us?
Towards black culture?
Yeah.
I feel like black culture is being manipulated as far as like now, like I said, when I was 17, 18, when I was coming up, 15, 16, I didn't have as much access as, you know, today's 5-year-old. You know, today's 5-year-old could look up anything online. Right. And I feel like, you know, if you can manipulate what their idols say is acceptable or dress, or it's just, you know, this is their era. So they're going to think that's okay. And it's going to be hard to tell somebody that something that's normalized in their era is incorrect. So I feel like if you tell the people that's the black faces that, you know, y'all good for face value to do this or act like this, it's going to be a likely chance of somebody that's coming up that's younger that's going to think it's okay to act like that or say things like that or talk to their parents like that or not go to school or not want to listen.
Because they already seeing it being done right in front of them, so it's like, okay, it must be okay for me to do it.
Right, and people that's, you know, they're mentally, they not going to understand that, you know, kids are sponges. Like, they really are. And they can be influenced by their phone, you know. Just like I was influenced by, like, Lil Wayne, Tupac and stuff. That had a big influence on my life.
Yeah, we watching all those videos and stuff like that, you know what I mean? Want to dress the way they dress, do everything that they do.
50 Cent had me doing push-ups. I seen Get Rich or Die Trying. I said, oh, shit, I got to get right. Like, you know how many people was out there, man? Some niggas said, I got to hit the block right now.
Hey, word up.
Tank top, too. Look right in that G-Unit tank top.
Yeah, you know you had one, too. You know you had one.
Yeah, I feel like it had an influence on the culture. I feel like, you know, they know what they're doing. Even when weed was illegal, you know, all these songs coming out, I Got 5 on it. They promote, and Wiz Khalifa, they promote, and all of this stuff. Who were getting arrested the most? Who was getting pulled over the most? You know, it could be for petty stuff, you know. I would get pulled over. Me, for example, I'll get pulled over for a fucking tree. You know, the incense that you put on your thing? Oh, that's blocking the view. Some dumb shit.
Yeah, obstruction of view.
Obstruction of view. You know, any small thing they could pull you over. Oh, yeah, you did this, you did that. And then they come to the car. Now their flashlight is in the back of the car. Now they walk to the car. They sniffing around and stuff. You sure? I feel like that was aimed directly at us. But once they felt like they could make more money off of it, it was like, you know what? Maybe we shouldn't only just target the blacks and the black communities. And I feel like that's why they was having these artists promoted as much as they did. Even with the whole, you know, if we promote the NWAs, most likely it's going to be young brothers that's going to come up under them that's going to think, okay, we got to rap like this or act like this, then you're going to encourage more people that's actually in the streets to want to get behind the mic, and they're going to influence more. And look around. You go to the hood, you ask the kids who your favorite rapper. Diddy Osama, this person.
9 times out of 10 is a drill rapper.
It's a drill rapper.
And that's why I don't like drill, because it's pushing the youth to just kill each other.
Yeah.
And think that it's cool to kill each other.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And y'all not even killing for money. Y'all just killing for wanting to be a killer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
they really, in this generation, they really made killing cool to the
it's
youth.
all about who can catch the most bodies and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
And I be trying to tell them when I go and speak, I don't try to get too much into it, but I let them know. I said, look how they tricking us, you know. Who's going to, like I said, who's going to understand us but us? Yeah, right. You know what I mean? I said, the people on the outside looking in, they think we trash and we monkeys and we don't want nothing for ourselves. You know, we understand our traumas. We understand how it is growing up in a single-parent household. They don't understand the stuff that we do. We shouldn't be fighting each other. Yeah. We're brothers and sisters. Like, nice. That's what I'm on.
I got a question from you, from my guy, some guy. Shout out to some guy. So some guy wanted to ask that right there. And I feel like you got the cheat sheet because you answered all the questions before we able to answer them.
Like,
so we have to.
Because most of my questions, you answered them.
We trying to. I'm trying to think of other questions. So again, what you just said about single parent households, the music, the influence, the TVs. A lot of the parents that don't watch their kids, they let the phones and the television watch their kids. So now this is how they're being raised. And then you have those moms that listen to the Sexy Reds, the F My Baby Daddy. So now they singing that. So now the child is hearing this, and now, like you just said, the child is a sponge, right? Does that grow resentment towards the father, or and does that now just repeat that cycle?
Yeah, and then you have young girls out here thinking that you know, it's okay to not be with the person that you laid down and had a child with, or it's gonna make them think it's okay that their mom is not, being loved properly, and it's gonna make them feel as though maybe no man is gonna love me properly either, and it'll make them go out there and end up giving their body to someone that don't deserve it, and then what's gonna happen is gonna create the same cycle. Yep. And that's another thing that I feel as though they know. They know it's going to create a single-parent household. It's like it's a formula to it. If we promote it to these people in these bad neighborhoods, the whole thing is, I'm sorry to keep going this, but the whole thing is we want to own everything. We want to stop them from owning anything or being anything. So if we trap them in this fantasy, they won't really understand what's really out there. A lot of them going to be stuck where they at. That's what they want. Mm-hmm. So if we're stuck on the whole welfare, or we don't see nothing more than that, we're going to take what they give us and then live off that. We won't see past it. Then we're going to give them the fucked up music that's going to make the little girls want to ultimately be fast. Yeah. It's going to make the little boys want to be gang. So what's going to happen? They're going to go and catch a charge. The young men are going to go and catch a charge, right? The young girls going to be fast because they don't know what love is, and they're going to make kids with that person, So this hothead that hasn't taken accountability for anything, he's going to go and mess with this girl that was being fast. They make a child. He's barely there. That's another single-parent household. Now she's saying he's not shit. He's not that. Now he's going to grow up angry, or she's going to grow up angry because the father is not around, and the mother kept saying he ain't shit. And it's going to continue a cycle. Now, what that child is going to do, end up finding somebody else that ain't shit, that ain't healed, and it's going to continue the cycle.
There you go.
And people don't understand that music can play a big part in this.
Yeah, definitely.
Because it get in your head, and you keep listening to niggas ain't shit, you're going to start to believe niggas ain't shit.
Facts. That's a whole fact.
Yeah, definitely.
So, I don't know if you noticed that Terrence Howard been on a different wavelength lately. But he was saying something like that. Like with the music, it's the vibrations. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. When you get a high vibration, you'll think more. You'll feel it in your body. You get them low vibrations, you thinking in the gutter. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So with that said, I want to ask you this, right? Mm-hmm. Do you think that with you trying to push the agenda to get mental health, with financial literacy, to learn how to be owner, right? Mm-hmm. Do you ever think that the black community can ever break the chains of slavery? Because I'm gonna just say you why I say that. Just tell you why I say that. Because a man will go to a job he hate for 8 hours, right? Mm-hmm. Hate that job with a passion, but too scared to go try to do what he love, yo. Mm-hmm. So do you ever think that, like, yo, if they had that chance to be like, yo, look, there's a class here for financial literacy. You got mental health here too. You have all this stuff. All you got to do is take that last check that you just worked that for and invest in yourself. Do you ever think that the black man, you know how hard it is to get money from a black man?
Yeah. Yeah. This is what I think. I honestly think it's not impossible, but, you know, some people are stuck in their ways to the point where they're not trying to hear nothing. So I feel like if we preach that to the younger generation, they will wake up and then kind of like school them. Because once they start seeing the younger generation, wait, damn, my son just bought a fucking new Corvette. He got a house. He moving out the hood. It's going to make them think like, yo, what the fuck did he do? What the hell? But if they doing the same shit and they not even getting by and they going to work, you know what I mean, nobody's going to influence anybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I feel like if we can't beat it in the head of the older generation, we got to just tackle the youth, and then maybe it'll like they'll wake up. But to get back to your question, I think it's possible. But it got to be something that's trending. You know, everybody. That's why I try to do these videos as much as possible, because the mindset got to change. It's a mindset thing, and they always use TV to manipulate our culture. So if you're able to manipulate the culture, each generation gets manipulated, dumbed down. Before you know it, it's going to be easier to control the people in certain neighborhoods.
And I'm glad that you said that, because it's like this. It's like the way that they push it to you is like, okay, you're only going to be successful being a basketball player, football player, rapper, actor. That's a success story that they give us, to where we're not focusing on being a lawyer, a doctor, or even being a plumber, opening your own business, anything, like, you know what I'm saying?
You know how many of these people
like they
out
just keep us chasing the carrot for a big ass check, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you got young brothers right now who, I know a little dude right now that just made a baby. You know, I ain't gonna say his name, I ain't gonna throw him out. He just made a baby. You know, he wanna be a rapper. I'm like, yo, these jobs out here, you know what I mean? You don't wanna put all your eggs. I was like that, you know, but I try to tell him, like, look, you don't want to put your eggs in one basket. You know, you got your baby now, but he's so, like, I'm going to be a rapper. You know how many people was thinking like that? Yeah. I'm going to be a rapper, man.
Millions of rappers.
I'm going to be a rapper. I'm not going to try to do this or that. And that was one of them. Like, I was so in tune. I wasn't thinking about working, saving up money so I can finesse my credit in a way whereas though I could get more points. Oh, I didn't know about no use your credit 30%, pay it back at the end of the month, you go up points. I didn't know how that worked. I thought it was max the whole motherfucker out, pay it back slowly but surely. Someday it'll be paid off. I wasn't thinking like that, you know? So I feel like, you know what I mean? It's up to us. Just like I just keep going back to that, you know, the change start with us. And I did want to say one more thing before I go. The biggest problems in our community right now, you know, we need to tackle amongst youth and the older generation: drug use, joining gangs, having babies before you're financially and mentally stable, poor emotional intelligence, you know, reacting off of emotion, you know, get yourself locked up over some dumb shit, catching charges, which is the same thing, catching charges, mental health, trauma recovery. Just like I had said, childhood things that they've been through that they still haven't properly dealt with. So I feel like if we could tackle these things, we could make a better community, because we have to get off the drugs. A lot of people is not going to be like, man, weed is good. I'm not hearing that, you know, especially coming from the youth. I want to, if the older generation not going to stop it, okay, I get it. But I want to stop him that's 13, 14 years old, who's smoking all day long, leaves school, and it's actually affecting his emotional intelligence. It's actually affecting his focus, is affecting how he's getting irritable. This stuff matters.
Yes, it do,
you know?
man.
And I feel like I want to get us as a people off the drugs, all of them. You know, I had to stop smoking to get a clear head. I had to just stop. You know what I mean? I can't speak for everybody. Oh, it's gonna make you this and that and third, but it really helped me out. You know, once I stopped. You know, one day Leave it this. One day, I was smoking, right? No, one day I didn't have no more smoke, right? So I was looking for a roach, you know, a little small roach that I probably done threw the other day. Yeah. And I caught myself on the ground looking for it.
Man.
I caught myself on the floor in my room like, yo, did I throw it under the bed? Man. Where did I throw it? I just want to get one. So
you had that fiend moment.
Yeah, so once I had that fiend moment, I said, you know what? This is a problem. And then, you know, I couldn't eat. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't do this. I had to smoke. I said, you know what? They ain't gonna keep getting my 10-10-10 and my 40-40-40 and my 120-120. You're not gonna keep getting my shit.
Smoking's a very expensive habit, man. So, you know, and all the other negative things too. So you're right. Like,
yeah, I feel like if we could create like a drug-free, like, I get it, we go through things, and a lot of them don't understand that. A lot of them would say, well, I smoke because it helps me with my anxiety, it makes me not depressed and stuff, but how would you know that if you never tried it? Exactly. I mean, right? So you had to try it and feel that way, and they would say, studies say that it will kind of like make you feel that kind of way. So who got you to start smoking in the first place?
And the fact that they got more access to information, they'll try to use the stuff that they find on the internet to be like, well, it's not that bad. I'd rather be doing this than popping pills or doing some hard drugs, you know what I mean?
But
so
if you don't
use that as an excuse.
Right, but if you don't do nothing, I feel like, you know what I mean? Like with me, I had to level up, you know? I had to really get in tune with God. I was Muslim, you know? I ended up becoming Christian, you know, getting into that Holy Bible and just starting to really feel it out. You know, I can't push religion on everybody, but, you know, once I started to stop doing things that I didn't know were sins, oh, this is a sin. This is a sin. Oh, maybe if I stop doing this, let me just test this theory out. Let me try this God thing out. Let me see. Let me stop doing this stuff that might be sins. Yeah. And I start seeing blessings being put on my life. I said, oh shit.
So what was it about Christianity that made you convert from Islam to Christianity?
I started looking it up, you know, and I started hearing people's stories. Yeah. And I ran into this guy, Mark the Messenger. And once I started seeing Mark the Messenger and just hearing him out and just, you know, the isolation and different phases, once you really become a believer in this and you get your life to God, I was like, yo, this is some deep stuff. I said, you know what? Maybe I am causing myself to get demonically attacked. Maybe I'm making myself more, maybe what I'm doing is wrong. Like if I'm getting drunk, constantly drinking or whatever to, you know, maybe I am opening up doors to lead to something demonically attacking me or making something bad happen. Maybe if I just leave this alone, maybe if I stop this and that, things would get better. And look, ever since I stopped, look, I'm progressing with my social media. I'm speaking at the schools. I'm doing X, Y, and Z. If I wouldn't have stopped doing these things, I wouldn't have got focused.
Yeah, because you're living by example and you're not being a hypocrite. Somebody that's just preaching one message, but behind closed doors, you're living a totally different life.
Exactly. Yeah. I had to stop completely.
Man, I enjoyed this conversation with you. I'm gonna keep following you. And again, as you progress, as you do more, I'm gonna keep reaching out. I'm gonna keep trying to bring you back. I'm gonna keep trying to have more conversations with you again. Yo, I ain't want to do all the congratulations and stuff like that because again, I want people to understand what you're doing is not just for that. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to really hear your reasoning why. Because it ain't just for congratulations, like you said, pat on the backs and shit like that. You're actually trying to do something that's going to change the future, not just for yourself, but for everybody that's out here. So before you go, I know we held you up a little longer than we supposed to, but before you go, right, what is one last message you want to give to the people to end off today's show? One message.
One message. Love yourself. Don't let nobody opinions of you dictate how you live your life. Don't stop doing what you do or what you love because of someone else's downfalls. Love yourself, love your life, find your purpose.
That's what's up. And right here before you go, I just want to say this because I know he's going to say it when you leave. I know he's going to say it when he leave. Sexy Red is my favorite rapper.
Oh, my God. I'm out of here on that note. I'm out of here.
It's good having you, man. I appreciate you.
Thank you, bro. No problem. Appreciate y'all. I'm out out of here.
Oh, man.
My radio show podcast coming too, man.
Oh, come on. Yeah, go ahead. Shout your stuff out. Shout your stuff out.
Yeah, my radio show is coming. What is it called again? A Squad Radio. Yeah, we're going to be doing it at A Squad Radio. And what is the podcast? The podcast is called Surviving Newark. You know, Surviving Newark, New Jersey. So, yeah, we're going to try to lock in, this Sunday. I'm not going to say exactly the time, but Sunday we'll probably be doing the podcast, and we're going to lock that in. And basically just having people in the city that's overcame whatever they've been through, that's from the city, with these algorithms, with all this stuff. Okay. That's how we're going to reach the people, especially in our city, and then we're going to move up. Then you never know. It'd be surviving Detroit, surviving Louisiana, surviving Florida, surviving whatever. Yeah, we got to... You know what I mean? Because when you really think about it, black communities, we all going through the same shit. It's no different. It's no difference in none of these communities, whether it's Newark, whether it's motherfucking Baltimore. We all going through the same thing. So if we could kind of say, oh, I did this and it was the wrong way to go, somebody else might be listening like, yo, I'm doing that right now. Let me stop this shit.
For real.
Change start with us. I appreciate you guys.
Appreciate you.
Have a good one. Nice meeting y'all.
I'm really out.
Chris, why you want Chris, how we do today?
Nice meeting you too, man.
How we do today, Christian?
I'm not mic'd up. I'm asking you if you want me to stop the.
I'm asking you how we do today.
You did good. Man.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about. We were professional today.
Christian ready.
We professional today, right?
That was a good interview, man.
Nah, appreciate you, bro. All right.
Yes, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Two of them, but it's all good.
Yeah,
you did. Okay, you did. You got me.
Nah, he answered it the first time, so he's good.
Yeah, we good.
All right, see y'all later.
Shit, let's talk about it. On the gas, I swear to God, I be doing mileage. I do the dash, blow through a bag, I do this hot shit. Get on the beat and I terrorize it and hold it hostage. That 911, no beat shit, I be double parking. And kick a bitch out for real, channel my inner Martin. And bitches swear I'm a dog, I'm about to get the barking. I'm shitting on them, they missed the days I was only farting.